Hello again. Here we are with another fabulous facilitator for the Future of Strengths Forum, our second one coming up. Emily is actually a repeat from last year, which I'm really excited. And Emily, you're going to be serving on both a panel and facilitating a session for us. And so I'm really excited to have you back. I know you had a really popular session last year, but for those who don't know you, can you just give yourself a little introduction, who you are, where you are, and what you do in the world?
Sure. Once again, I'm Emily Caldwell. My current full-time job is I'm the director of StrongPoints at Meredith College, which is a women's college in Raleigh, North Carolina. StrongPoints was created by Meredith College with Clifton strengths in mind and strengths, and my job is to make sure students become the best they can be. Same thing with employees as well. I also have a nonprofit organization, Stepping Stones for Global Development, where we are also implementing Clifton Strengths. And I have my own business. I have a ranger in my top five, do a lot of things, or in my top 10. So I do a lot of things. So I also have a Caldwell Coaching and Consulting. So I've worked in nonprofits for more than 20 years. So I'm a nonprofit consultant and obviously a Clifton Strengths coach.
Which I love. And sharing you're a ranger, people don't understand that like you have to multitask. Like it's just how
Exactly.
you're wired, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Always have
some of their
probably too
heads.
many plates spinning at one time, but they know how to spin even without arms.
Yeah, I can fully relate. Fully
Yeah,
relate. Because you also
yeah.
have ideation too, don't you?
It's up there. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
in your
yeah.
top 10, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So activator, ranger, ideation. Oh yeah, that could be a dangerous combination right there.
yep.
So yeah, so tell everybody what they can expect from you at the forum this year.
So, what's been interesting for those of you that work in higher education, especially in private institutions, we're all kind of feeling the stretch for resources. So it's trying to find the identity of what you're doing, what your students can do. So at my session, I'll talk about what Strong Points looks like at Meredith College, how it's changed, because when you think about it, we're working with a completely different generation. Strong Points was created 10 years ago. This is a completely different generation. So what are we doing to kind of update that, change that, so we can reach the students? And it's also thinking about resources. A lot of us are short staffed, don't have many resources as we did in the past. And so what kind of activities, what sorts of things am I doing on campus? Because what I love about a Future of Strengths, it's sharing ideas. And so what else can you do on your campus if you have Clifton Strengths? I have a learner that's up there as well. And so I'm happy to share what we're doing with others as well.
Yeah, I think we're just better together when it comes down to it. And I always love your ideas because you've got, your activity book and your
Yeah.
coloring pages, and you just showed me your toolbox, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking for clever, creative ideas, Emily is definitely one of your go-tos. I would love, you said something about the generations and the fact that you've been doing this for about 10 years. So if you started with millennials and now you're with Gen Z, what would
Yeah.
you say is one of the biggest differences or one of the key changes you've had to make between the two different generations?
So it's understanding, right now, and what's really neat is looking at all of the different data with the different top five strengths of this year of the students that are coming in. Last year we had high consistency, so it's structure and it's all about treating everybody the same. When in the past it was high achiever, high responsibility. So it's starting to change this year, which we are all excited about. I have top in our top five is positivity, which is phenomenal. But that being said, and I think with the generation, and not so much of our top five, it's students are more tech savvy and they're more on their cell phones. There is less one-on-one. There's less group work. And so it's trying to teach students how to work in a group, but bringing your strengths forward so you are comfortable and those in your group are comfortable as well.
I think that's really good insight. Thank you. Which is exciting because we're going to have a panel at the forum, which is going to talk about generations, but specifically about Strengths Explorer and Gen Z and just like what the differences
Yeah,
are in coaching
right.
that younger generation. Because even it's been interesting, even Gen Z to my son, which is an alpha, like there's
Right.
a big difference between those two.
Yep.
Even though they're not that far apart, there's a big difference that I'm noticing even just in those generations. So I think it is fascinating. And I love that consistency was one of the top talents. And I feel like I'm like, oh, that explains so much with the
Yeah.
people I've come across that have Gen Z kids. And I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it now, right?
Yeah.
That
So
fairness
it's
factor.
Yeah, and so it consistency and harmony. I mean, again, I work in a women's college, but consistency, harmony, and empathy are the top three that I have seen kind of across the board. And again, I've seen this. They don't want conflict. You have to think of it that we have a lot of them were in high school now all 4 years. So you have to think of COVID and what COVID did to the students. And so it's all of these different things we have to think about. And in all reality, though we're thinking about Gen Z, we also need to start thinking about Alpha as well. And what is that going to look like? Because they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because my son is in sixth grade and I know he's at, kind of an early alphabet. He's sixth grade right now. So yeah, they're on their way, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up the conversation with a surprise question. And I know with your activator, you're gonna have no problem with jumping in.
Yep.
Um, so pick a number 1 through 5.
3.
This is the popular one. In a world where strengths is a shared language, what becomes possible?
It's funny yes, this is activator in my brain's just ready to give it to you. Individualization comes to mind where we really just start to identify and understand how all of us are different and celebrating those differences and how to work better together globally.
Yes. Yes. And I
Yeah.
love this. I cannot wait to pull the thread because I've been having these conversations with everyone that I've had to interview so far. And so
Yeah.
there's a lot of commonality in what we see in the power of strengths. And I
Right.
love that,
Yeah.
right? Because that
Yeah.
really feeds the be the pebble, start the ripple. So,
Yeah.
I get accused a lot of having a very big vision. You have futuristic, you
I
understand,
feel you, my friend.
right?
Yeah.
And you're like, but you're thinking globally. And I'm like, I don't know how not to think globally, right? With connectedness and futuristic and strategic. And I don't know how not to think
Right.
globally. But I
Yeah.
also am very aware that I can't coach 8 billion people, nor do I want to try.
Right.
So if I can have, in my world, I think of, I want 100 solid people who are trying to have an impact. But if I'm going to encourage someone, I'm going to say pick 10.
Yeah.
Pick 10 people close to you outside of your family.
Yeah.
Pick 10 people close to you that you feel like you can have a positive impact on and start there. And
Yeah.
eventually our ripples will start to overlap.
So true.
Right.
So
So you
true.
don't have to feel like you can take on the world or change the world.
Right.
Just do your part and eventually we will get there.
Right. Though you do know you and I want to change the world, but it's all good.
I mean,
Just saying.
if you can do it, why not? Right. But
Right.
we can't do it alone.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
I know
No,
that we're
so true.
both
Actually, that's very
doing it
true.
in our way to have our impact. And that's what I love about the forum too, is just bringing people that are applying strengths in purposeful and sometimes unorthodox ways. And most of us are trying to achieve the same goal. We're just going about it down our own strengths path of how we do that. And so
Yep.
when we bring people together in this forum, the idea is for you to find your tribe. And so if your tribe is me, great. If your tribe is Emily, great. Right. Like I
Right.
just want people to find their people, because when you have that shared experience, it's so much easier to be resilient and sustainable when things are getting tough. At least
Bingo.
that's my belief.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah. Yep.
So,
Starts with
yeah,
resilience. I mean, we can all be resilient.
yeah.
Yep.
So, thank you so much for your time. Everybody out
Thank
there,
you.
we are, down to the wire. We're about 2 weeks away from our forum launching.
Unbelievable.
You can
Yep.
still register, there's no problem. But if for some reason it's too late or you already had plans, you can also grab the recordings for just $77 and then still join our Foresight Practicum, which is afterwards, where we're going to look at how we apply strengths in an intentional manner using some different Foresight tools. So that'll be a lot of fun. So thank you
Excellent.
very much. I
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time, Emily, and have a wonderful day.
You too. And I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you for
Oh,
all you do.
thank you.